So the first meeting with Indiana, anything you feel like you need to be better at? Anything you took from the game that you need to adjust?
I would say from our standpoint offensively, I thought we got good shots. I thought Zach shot, I think 11 for 23, and Braden was 2 for 14. So that's what jumps out, and I'm always, very encouraging when we get quality shots and we miss them. I think that's the one thing where coaches can get in trouble with that, because you're going to have some days where it doesn't go down. And obviously, Indiana gets credit for, those misses. You just can't say it was just from your perspective, right? You got to be able to see it from a wide lens to where, we got some pretty good shots. They just didn't go down, but also, their defense was a part of that also. But more than anything, we took care of the ball in the first half. We didn't have a good start to the second half, and they made some shots there. But I thought we showed some resiliency how we handled their comeback in the second half, and then we were able to push it out there at the end and get it back to track. But no, they have a very talented team. Number 3, 4, and 5 are all three guys that can score the basketball, are long, athletic, block shots. Obviously, they took a hit when Xavier Johnson went down, especially from the experience and the depth standpoint, a guy that can, play make and also can defend. And anytime you lose somebody with that kind of experience, that's what you need. Like, you can't have enough experience on your team. Trey Galloway obviously was fabulous in the last game against Ohio State, having 25. And so, we got to do a good job of guarding the arc, keeping the ball out of the paint, not allowing second chance opportunities more than anything, not letting them use their size and athleticism, to beat us on the glass.
Just the combination of Ware being able to stretch the floor and Malik Reneau being able to, be effective facing up and scoring the block. Just how do those two guys kind of work together? And how do you?
Yeah, they're both very talented. Obviously Malik Reneau can score, can shoot the basketball, can drive into a post up. He's going to get on the glass. But just tough cover. We gave a lot of our preparation the last time towards him and wanted to make it difficult on him. Where the combination of the two of them, it seemed like they have a good chemistry between the two in terms of how they pass to each other, and just some of the interior passing angles. But no, he can step out and make threes like Reneau can, make threes, and they can change the game a lot of different ways. Like they're both really, really good players. They're talented and long, and it's going to be important for us to box out more than anything. I think that's something we got to do a better job as a team. But no, it's a tough challenge.
What did you think of your defense in Wisconsin?
I thought in spurts we were really good. We did some different things in the game. We really wanted to try to keep them out of the paint. I thought Lance did a good job of challenging Storr on some of his pull-ups. But Storr also just blew by us about 3 times to where he got right there. He had to do a better job of containing the dribble. We cross-match with our bigs, and Tyler Wall had a really good game. And we had to do a better job of not letting him get angles. He made a couple nice plays where he scored angles, and we were going to live with that. But he can't get angles on us. We had to do a better job in that area. But I thought we guarded the arc pretty well. I don't think they got they had a couple shots that just were fortunately going to go down. But I thought we did a pretty good job of guarding the arc and getting them out of room.
You talk about the scholarships you give out, and everybody gets one for a reason. They've got Anthony Leal, who in the last couple of games probably wasn't on a scouting report.
Right.
I'm sure he's a guy you're cognizant of going into this, right?
Yeah, sure. He was hurt when we played the first time, so he wasn't dressed. But obviously being, from the state and watching him in high school and being Mr. Basketball, the guy that can shoot the basketball and stretch the defense. You just got to pick your poison, because obviously we just got been talking about their front line and how dangerous their front line is. But you can't let Trey Galloway get away from it. You got to do a good job of guarding him. You got to do a good job of keeping the ball out of the paint. So if the ball just gets in to the paint from post-ups and from drives, now guys like Anthony Leal come and play more. Transition threes, penetrating pitch threes, inside-outside threes. So if you don't do a good job initially with your defense of building walls in transition or keeping the ball out of the post, now you're going to overdo that. You're going to, who are you going to stop, right? You're going to stop their leading scorers. Like, then that's how his value raises. So I think we got to do a good job of keeping the ball in front of us and not living in help. Sometimes we worry so much about our help defense, and it's got to be there, and you got to be ready to help, but you can't help all the time. If you're just constantly helping, and now you're going to be in rotations, and now they're skilled players, you're going to have more of a role in the game.
Was this a good week to have a 6-day break between games, kind of break up the schedule a little bit?
I think so. Anytime you have a kind of a tough gauntlet of games, anytime you can have some rest for the players, I think that really helps. But we'll see how we play on Saturday, right? And sometimes those 6 days off can really help you. But then you're a little bit rusty. So hopefully we come out and play well.
It's kind of a narrative question, but IU's had a tough stretch the last few games. And is a desperate team coming in here needing a big win even more dangerous?
Sure. Anytime your back's against the wall and you got to get a win, and then this win would be the best win on their resume. So you have to be cognizant of that, understand that, but also we're playing for something too. So if our guys need something else to get motivated when you're playing your rival, besides just trying to beat your rival straight up and sweep them for the year, and then getting one step closer to putting yourself in position for a Big Ten championship, then I think we got some issues then. But our guys have worked really hard. Like other day at Wisconsin, I thought we had a good focus about us. It wasn't a perfect game. We didn't shoot great, but it was good enough, and I thought our effort was really good.
Talked a lot about how your team kind of lost confidence with shooting last year. How have you seen this team kind of evolve with that? They didn't shoot well in Wisconsin, still won.
I just think overall, if you look at all of our games, we've shot a good percentage. Right. Individuals have shot good percentages. So, from Lance to Braden to Fletch to Mason, you have those four guys, the guys that don't get as many attempts. Cam Heide, they've all shot a good percentage. And that's what is more than anything. Just keep putting in your work. Whether you make shots in one game or miss shots in one game, keep putting in your work outside of games, and feel good about it. You just can't live and die by every shot, right? You just got to take good shots, and just don't have a parade when you make them, and just don't have a funeral when you miss them. So many guys that are skilled, they hang their heads or they get too excited or whatever it might be. But just trying to stay on even keel.
Last year, to kind of go off that, you said you had a good shooting team, and I assume you were seeing them go down in practice,
yes,
not in games. So, but with the results swinging so much, what's it been like for you on your side for actually seeing it?
Well, it creates more space to run things. They have a decision to make. Where last year, as the season progressed, the decision was made for them. They're like, this is what we're going to live with. If these guys make shots, then we'll just lose. But this gives us the best chance. And now people realize that if, we're going to go get 12, 13, 14 threes to go along with, Zach, we're probably going to win the game, right? So they have to think about what can we take away. And if they really stay with us and they stay one-on-one there, doesn't mean that can't work. It hasn't worked a lot. We're normally going to get, him to the free throw line. We're normally going to get a lot of layups and dunks. And that's what you want, right? If you're not getting rhythm threes, you want your layups and dunks.
At this stage of the season, you start turning an eye at all to doing some things to maybe keep your guys fresh.
Yeah, we do. We've done that the whole year. We've always done that.
Is that shortening practices? Is that
we shorten it a little bit, yeah.
Do you start managing minutes in any way?
No, that doesn't affect it. People always look at that like it's whether you run today or run tomorrow, whether one's a game or practice, you're running. The total is important.
So it's just kind of about tweaking the practices.
Yeah, and there's only 4 people it affects. So Mason maybe a little bit, really 4 people. Your 3 guards and Zach, they're the ones. We got 4 people on our team that get the minutes that they deserve. Then we got everybody else that deserves more minutes, but I don't make the rules. They only give us 200 minutes.
Do you see Braden and Fletcher being in better condition this year to
Yes.
handle it?
Yeah, I think they're better mentally. condition than anything. Just understand what you got to go through. But you know, just don't act like what you're going through. Other people don't. Everybody's got to go through it. Like deal with it. Like it's it's embrace it. Like it's make it fun. When it gets hard like that, it gets grimy. That's when it's got to be exciting for you.
Thank you.